Hey guys, it's been the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have some really cool ancients for you, and a little bit of history, a little bit of learning, and I'm going to have a little bit of fun with the world's second smallest coin. We'll get to that in just a minute, but first, we've got this really fun piece, which for those of you who collect ancients, you're very familiar with. This is the Mark Antony denarius from 32 to 31 BC with the boat, the galley on the front, and the legion's number ocho, the 8 VIII. This is a NGC graded VF with a strike of 5 and a surface of 4. Actually, for this particular coin, it comes really, how would I put this, ugly. I think this is a pretty decent looking example. Just generally speaking, lots of times they're either really far off center or they're just flat. And this one is I think, pretty nice. Speaking of a nice looking coin, so the Roman republics have some really pretty coins, and not only design, but what I like about this coin is you see the toning, and I don't always fanboy over toning, but I will say that on ancients, if you get a nice little bit of toning, ancients are really hard to find nice original examples and know that they're really nice original examples, right? And so this design, this coin is cool because the design itself is cool. The shaking hands on the back is cool, and then you can make out the name a little bit there, Albinus Dumbledorf, and then you've got the caduceus in the background. This is from Albinus Brutus, 48 BC, denarius, and really cool with the clasped hands. They're calling this an AU with a strike of 4 and a surface of 5. That surface quality at a 5 is really all about the fact that you've got a really, really original surface. And that's what I'm talking about when I look at this coin, is just that toning tells you that the coin is original. And I'm more interested in the toning for that reason than I am, as you might think of with a modern toned coin, like, oh man, the toning's so killer. That's not really the idea exactly on this. This is another coin that has a little bit of toning to it, but it doesn't have as much of what you'd call just like a mint luster to it. The other coin actually had a decent amount of mint luster to it, but it's another coin that has really a cool design here. And you've got the pyre down, that's the area burning in the fire, and the priest holding the caduceus, and then a guy with the goat, presumably coming to sacrifice the goat. Here we go, and actually, oh wow, it even says that on the holder. That's helpful, right? So this is Pomponius Molo, 97 BC denarius, and Pompilius sacrifices goat. Some of my favorite things on ancients are some of the scenes. One of these days I'll find, I think I have a couple tucked in back. They're before they were Slavin coins. I think I got a couple of raw ones. But there's some designs that are just interesting. This would probably make my list of most interesting designs if I was going to talk about interesting designs, because someone coming to sacrifice a goat is pretty cool. One of my favorites, one that I own, is a voting scene. And there's another one with a ball, like a basketball, before there's basketball. But let's get to some uncertain things like the Ionian uncertain mints. These are cool. So, the coins keep getting smaller and smaller when you get to these electrums. And these are amongst my favorite types of coins. This, which looks a little bit like a flower, is actually a lion's paw. So if you look at the paw of the lion, you've got that pad. Just think of a cat. If you haven't played with a lion lately, just think of a cat. You've got that paw in the middle, the little pads all around, right? And then the reverse of these things always have that really cool incuse punch on it. And so as you look at a coin like this, they like the strike and the surface quality. But what I want to get at is well, first of all, the time period, 600 to 550 BC. But the 1/24th stater, okay, so these guys came in all different sizes, and what I'm always amazed at is just the the ability to have these, if you collect these, you look at the weights. The weights on these things is pretty amazing, and you all know the weighting is the hardest part. But I want to show you something here that is similar. You've got the two little fine points on here. These are just design elements. These little punches, those little pellets. Okay, and then on the reverse, you've got that incuse punch, and it's hard because you want to make sure you can see that to understand that this is not just some fleck of gold somebody found out in the desert with this horse with no name. But there's also these little Indian gold coins called Phantom that come out that are centuries and centuries later, but have a little bit similar size to them. And for those of you who are trying to figure out the size element here, let's go ahead and look at these two next to each other. This is a 24th stater. This is a 196th. 196th. I can't get them quite next to each other with this. I'm using my 20 power actually right there. Let's go back to the 10 power, see if we can get a little bit better focus with the two of them there. 196th. So they actually go to a 100 and 192nd, so half of this size. And what's amazing is, this is basically 0.6 grams. So, and this is 1/4 the size. So this will be 0.16 grams. Now this is an NGC Ancient Cert. They have certain coins that they will not put into a holder for different reasons. They may put this in a holder now, I should ask them, because of their new suspension system that they use on Ancients. But you'll see this is 1/96 and it's 0.16 grams. And I've seen the 1/192. They're very rare and they trade, they're pretty expensive, but they would be right about 0.08 grams or 0.07 grams. The precision with the gold electrums and the weights is one of the things that I'm most impressed with when I think about 600 BC. They didn't have a problem with their scales, right? The Lord loves an honest scale, and that is exactly what these people had. So pretty cool stuff. This is actually about a $1,500 coin. This little guy here, don't lose it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.